Chapter 1. Approach life with optimism and industry. Optimism is faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope or confidence. No pessimist ever discovered the secret of the stars, or sailed to uncharted land, or opened a new doorway for the human spirit. Helen Keller. Do you see the glass as half full or half empty? Your perception or outlook on life determines the degree of success you will achieve in everything you set out to do. An optimistic outlook on life is absolutely vital to succeeding in everything you do. One of the landmark qualities of optimists is their happiness with their lives. Optimists are grateful for what life has given them. The song, "Look on the Sunny Side," might have been written about optimists. They have a high level of happiness and satisfaction with their lives. How optimistic are you? Optimism is key to bouncing back from adversity with high hopes for the future. It's sort of, when the going gets tough, the tough see better times ahead. Success is peace of mind. Peace of mind despite your health situation, despite your financial situation, despite circumstances around you, that is success. Think about how you would react to these scenarios. Your company is laying off staff. You are one of them. Do you feel sorry for yourself? Get angry at the company? Go into deep depression, convinced you will never find work? Use this opportunity to look for an equally satisfying job? You're invited to a neighbor's party where you, new to the area, know no one. Do you stay home convinced you will be uncomfortable? See this as a great chance to get to know your neighbors? Hesitate because you are too shy to put yourself out there? Decide the entire thing will be a big bore? Pretend you didn't hear about or forgot about the invitation. How you react to life situations has a lot to do with your outlook on life. Optimism has wonderful powers. It can cure or prevent depression. Optimism can even fight off colds and heart attacks. This morning, we had a power outage, which means nothing was working at the office. The phones could not ring. Internet could not work. I had a class to teach, but we needed to make copies for the students. The class consists of many videos which could not be shown because there was no power. As I talked with my administrative assistant, who was really concerned, I told her, "Let us take it 1 minute at a time." 1 minute at a time? She asked with laughter. I said, yes, 1 minute at a time, not 1 day at a time. I was calmly figuring out how to restructure the class to still make it a success. Luckily, within a short while, the lights were back on. We laughed it off. The minutes worked. Lol, I texted her. You can learn to make simple changes in your thinking patterns to become more positive. Becoming more positive will aid in your quest to lead a successful life. Optimists believe, it can happen to me. Then they set out to achieve it, confident they have what it takes to succeed. Optimism is one of the elements of our emotional intelligence quotient. Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify and manage our own emotions and to recognize the emotions of others. It is a communication path between the rational and emotive sides of our brain. There is a direct link between our level of optimism and our happiness. Our EQ is a big predictor of personal and professional success. Optimists have been found to have a high level of energy. They are industrious, hardworking, creative, inspired, empowered, grateful, self-confident, and productive. Optimists are physically and emotionally healthy. They see possibilities and are big-picture thinkers. Optimists have successful careers, better educational qualifications. They are better at building relationships and solving problems. Optimists are more resilient in the face of adversity and cope better with failure. They see failures as temporary setbacks and learning opportunities. There are some disadvantages of being an optimist. It's often hard to remain positive in the face of negative and pessimistic people. Pessimists find optimists unrealistic and sometimes downright irritating. But the advantages of optimism far outweigh the disadvantages. There are ways to stay optimistic in the face of challenging situations. Make a list of the positives in scenarios. Identify best and worst case. When you know what you are up against, it helps you plan for any contingency. Looking at the worst-case scenario allows you to brace for the direst of circumstances. It helps you become resilient. Looking at the best-case scenario should never include unrealistic long shots. For example, the scenarios considered should provide an accurate picture of the outcomes. A good scenario should not include winning the lottery. While it is a wonderful dream, it is hardly feasible. Improbable, unrealistic scenarios are not useful. See the humor in life. Smile and laugh every day. Unfortunately, in this serious business of living, many of us have forgotten the value of humor. Humor can make us more resilient in times of stress, sadness, and crisis. Humor can help us deal with change and uncertainty. How much happier and more successful people are when they face life with a smile, with laughter, and joy. Lawrence Peters said, "Realize that a sense of humor is deeper than laughter and more satisfying than comedy and delivers more rewards than merely being entertaining." A sense of humor sees the fun in everyday experiences. It is more important to have fun than it is to be funny. Build laughter into your day. Always be ready to invite humor into your life. Great humor connects to our shared funny experiences both at home and at work. Laugh not at others but with them. Always be on the lookout for the funny things in life. Humor is infectious. When you hear others laughing, you want to laugh too. Shared laughter binds people together and increases happiness, camaraderie, and success. Laughter triggers healthy physical changes. Laughter strengthens your immune system, boosts your energy, diminishes pain, and protects you from the stress. Laughter is fun, free, and easy to use, and it can make a huge difference in your life. Dr. Paul McGee says, "Your sense of humor is one of the most powerful tools you have to make certain that your daily mood and emotional state support good health." Always see the funny things in everyday life. Remember that having fun in life is more than being funny. Funny people may not really be having fun. Even in your serious workplace, find little things to make you laugh. Surround yourself with others who are positive. Both positivity and negativity are contagious. Model Heidi Klum advises, "I think it's important to get your surroundings as well as yourself into a positive state." Meaning surround yourself with positive people, not the kind who are negative and jealous of everything you do. Like humor, being positive is contagious. Sadly so, too, is negativism. If you surround yourself with people for whom the glass is always half empty and nothing is ever quite right, then they will drag down your mood and sap the energy you need to be successful. Instead, choose to be in the company of optimists who will buoy your spirits. A positive outlook is so important when you are reaching for goals. Positive people give you the confidence you need to persevere. If you put yourself in a positive frame of mind, you can accomplish just about anything you set your mind to. A positive attitude helps you see your goals clearly and feel as if they are within your grasp. When you surround yourself with positive people, positive images, and positive visualizations, it is amazing what you can do. Express gratitude every day. Gratitude is a powerful emotion. It can make us feel happier. A 5-minute-a-day gratitude journal has been proven to increase your long-term happiness by more than 10%. This is the same effect as doubling your income. Gratitude makes us more likable and trustworthy. Those who express gratitude are deemed nicer, more social, and more appreciative than those who do not express gratitude. People who express gratitude make more friends, deepen existing friendships, and improve their marriages. When you recognize that someone went out their way to do something for and you say it out in their presence, it makes both of you, the thanker and the thankee, happy. Gratitude makes us healthier. Studies have shown that people who express gratitude spend 20% more time exercising, report 15% less pain, have 16% fewer physical symptoms of poor health, and improve sleep by over 25%. Keeping a gratitude journal decreased depression symptoms by 35% in only a few weeks. Patients who were told to make at least one entry a week showed a significantly improved blood pressure. Gratitude makes us more successful in our careers. It has been shown to make managers more effective. Gratitude improves networking, decision-making, and productivity. Gratitude makes mentors and coaches more effective. Gratitude helps you achieve your career goals. Gratitude makes a friendlier, more enjoyable workplace. Gratitude strengthens emotions. It banishes envy and stress. Gratitude makes us more optimistic, happier and healthier. Gratitude has been shown to increase lifespan in years. Grateful people are less materialistic. Materialism is strongly correlated with a lower self-concept, greater self-centeredness, and a lack of confidence and higher levels of depression. Those who put a high value on things are frequently unhappy and dissatisfied. People who want more feel less competent. Feelings of relatedness and gratitude increase our ability to appreciate and enjoy the good in life. Gratitude makes us think outside ourselves. We become more spiritual and less self-centered. By its very nature, gratitude shifts our focus on others. Gratitude is a powerful form of self-esteem therapy. It focuses the individual back on himself. When you see how important people are, you indirectly see how important you are yourself. Gratitude makes you more resilient to life's problems and challenges. Those that have more gratitude have a proactive coping style. They are more likely to have a social support system on which they rely in times of need. They deal better with things like stress and PTSD. If you are having problems with sleep, try writing in your gratitude journal before you go to bed. Gratitude increases sleep quality. It reduces the time required to fall asleep. It increases sleep duration. It is believed this is because of the frame of mind you are in when you fall asleep. Gratitude helps us relax and eases stress. Positive emotions like gratitude are among the strongest relaxants. Expect highs and lows in life and learn to roll with the punches. As Anna Paquin notes, I think it is an amazing quality to be able to roll with the punches and not be totally ruined as a person, because life is rough for you. That's a really admirable way to go through life. When you can accept setbacks, obstacles, and hurdles on your way to reaching your goal, you are resilient. This is a valuable quality because life won't always be smooth sailing. On the other hand, life sometimes offers you shortcuts and quick solutions, but you don't want to grow accustomed to things falling naturally into place because that's not realistic either. You need to be prepared for Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong probably will. But, at the same time, you need to recognize that sometimes things will go well too, and that either way you've got what it takes to continue towards your goal. Having a support system, friends, colleagues, family, is a help in dealing with the tough times and keeping you optimistic. Do not be ashamed to ask for help. I was teaching a continuous education class sometime, and one of my nurse assistant students taught us another good lesson about asking for help. She had been working as a night shift nurse assistant and had continually been assigned 24 patients every night she worked. She continued to do it for 3 years, until she had a nerve damage in her arm related to constant turning of patients. It was during the investigation that she realized that she had been overworking for 3 years. Each nurse assistant is supposed to have not more than 12 patients. So, she has been taking 2 people's loads for 3 years. Even though she felt overwhelmed, she never asked for help because she thought everyone had 24 patients. See mistakes not as bad things but as learning opportunities. We live in a time when precision is praised, and mistakes are often a cause of shame. Mistakes should be viewed instead as learning opportunities. What went wrong? How can we fix it? What did we learn from this situation? Remember, out of mistakes came great inventions like Post-it notes, penicillin, the Slinky, chocolate chip cookies, potato chips, the pacemaker, microwave ovens, artificial sweetener, fireworks, Scotchgard, cornflakes, X-rays and inkjet printers. If you risk trying new things, you are bound to make mistakes. Trial and error are part of the learning process. President Clinton said, "If you live long enough, you'll make mistakes. But if you learn from them, you'll be a better person." It's how you handle adversity, not how it affects you. The main thing is never quit, never quit, never quit. Mistakes should never be a reason to give up, but rather incentive to try another avenue. Engineer John Hops was conducting research on hypothermia. During his experiment, he realized that, if a heart stopped beating due to cooling, it could be restarted by artificial stimulation. This veering in a different direction away from his original study was the birth of the pacemaker. Frustrated with his search for a wonder drug that would cure diseases, Dr. Alexander Fleming threw out his mistakes. Then he noticed a mold had formed in one of the petri dishes. That mold was the birth of penicillin. Had Dr. Fleming given up, thousands of people would have died from diseases penicillin has cured. Set your goals high, but don't get caught up in perfectionism. Trying to do things perfectly is commendable. However, there are times and there are limits. Often too much time is wasted and perfectly good products and solutions scrapped because they were not perfect. In reality, very good is often quite sufficient. In Chapter 1 of my book, It's in Your Hands, 5 Strategies to Achieving Your Life Dreams, I wrote about how perfection is related to procrastination. Procrastinators tend to be perfectionists. They avoid tasks because they are insecure. They feel they must be perfect to please others. So they often put things off and then fret that they won't be loved unless what they do is perfect. Focus on your strengths and talents and make them work to your advantage. If you play piano badly but you are a good cook, it is only sensible that you look for success in your area of strength. As much as I would have loved to be an operating room nurse, I knew it was not for me because each time I inhaled a good amount of the odor of blood, I saw myself blacking out. My problem is not the sight of blood. After all, I have been teaching blood withdrawal classes practically every quarter since 2009, and we draw tubes and tubes of blood each time. Since the blood are in tubes, and I don't inhale the odor, I have no problem. I had to accept that there was something in the smell or odor of blood that my system would not just accept. Instead of feeling bad that I could not be an operating room nurse, I capitalized on my other strengths, and believe me, my strengths are numerous, and I am very satisfied with the things God has blessed me with. Do not dwell on your weaknesses. Instead, capitalize on your strength. Do the things you love and be happy. We are always happier doing something we like and are good at. Of course, perfectionism has its benefits, especially in work, where it motivates overachievers to strive for high standards and new dreams. Perfectionists are driven to improve and innovate. They are extremely self-disciplined and detail-oriented. These qualities are critical professions like surgery, marksmanship, war strategies, and air traffic control. There is no margin for error, but think less of being a perfectionist, or you will achieve less in life. As a single lady, I loved my apartment to be sparkling clean. In fact, my husband, then friend, commented that the first day he came into my apartment with his friend, as they were leaving, they were arguing over who should ask me out because I was too clean and organized. Many years later, with 3 restless children, I look at my house, remember how perfectly clean and organized I used to be, and I smile at the futility of perfectionism. After trying to clean and reorganize things every minute, and realizing I was working myself to death, I had to let go and accept the fact that this was not just my home anymore, but the home of 5 human beings, and that is when I found my joy. Let kids be kids, let every member enjoy the home, schedule cleanup times, and let everybody be happy. However, there is another side to this coin, and that's the old adage, until someone put skates on Eric Heiden, no one knew he could skate. See my book, Personality Types. If we spend our time and energy honing identified skills and talents, who knows how many athletes, musicians, researchers, and world leaders would never have emerged. It is important to develop talents and strengths. But it is also important to try new things. The problem with perfectionism arises when it is taken to extremes. Perfectionists set standards for themselves and others that are simply impossible to meet. Then, because it isn't perfect, they devalue work that was useful and practical. Self-directed perfectionism can lead to obsessiveness, inefficiency, and serious mental health issues. These can affect attendance, performance, and morale. Perfectionists often procrastinate. They are paralyzed by fear of failing before they begin. As Sivakumar Palayappan points out, I sincerely believe in play to your strengths. One could become mediocre when she focus on weakness, but focusing on strengths only can take people to excellence. Rogier van der Maas makes this point well when he says, you should always focus on your strengths, but I also think you should not forget about your weaknesses. Spend your time wisely, but don't fall for that easy way out by saying, "Hey, it's not my strength," and shirk and delegate to others. You might very well have been the best person for that job, if you had been prepared to take a risk. Optimism is the key to leading a successful life. Without optimism, it is hard to recover from failure. Optimism gives us the strength to bounce back and try again when things don't go as planned. Seeing things optimistically also gives us time and belief to help others. It helps us be grateful for what we have. When we understand how lucky we are, we can offer to help those who are less fortunate. The Creed of Optimist International has some solid advice about how to use optimism as a tool for a successful life. It states, promise yourself to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile. To give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. These are optimistic words by which we could all live. Success is measured by how happy and satisfied we feel with our life. As Charles Spurgeon pointed out, it's not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness.